Welcome to MCR Reports. I'm Shaya. In what initially seemed like a triumph for President Donald Trump, the full and immediate US-mediated ceasefire between India and Pakistan faces the prospects of a collapse, with several explosions reported in Kashmir's capital Srinagar today. Barely hours after President Trump first announced the ceasefire, much to the consternation of many in India, as well as confirmed by both India and Pakistan, Jammu and Kashmir's Chief Minister Omar Abdullah said on X, and I quote, "What the hell just happened to the ceasefire? Explosions heard across Srinagar," unquote. He followed that up with another, saying, and I quote again, "This is no ceasefire. The air defense units in the middle of Srinagar just opened up," unquote. The explosions underscored the tenuousness of the situation. It is not clear if India will treat the explosion as an end to the ceasefire. There was no official statement at the time of recording this. The ceasefire that came into effect at 5 p.m. India time today brings to a close, at least for the foreseeable future, the most expansive military conflict between India and Pakistan since 1971. Quite remarkably, it was announced first by President Trump on his social media handle, where he said, and I quote now, "After a long night of talks mediated by the US, I am pleased to announce that India and Pakistan have agreed to a full and immediate ceasefire," unquote. For good measure, he also congratulated the two for using, in quote, "common sense and great intelligence," unquote. The announcement brought to an end 4 days of extensive missile and drone attacks by both sides, which were for the first time inside their respective territories since the 1971 war, when India under Prime Minister Indira Gandhi handed Pakistan a humiliating defeat and carved out Bangladesh as a new country. It appears that behind-the-scenes outreach by Washington began soon after New Delhi carried out strikes on 9 sites inside Pakistan, calling them terrorist infrastructure. The Indian retaliation was triggered by the massacre of 26 tourists in Pahalgam in Kashmir on April 22nd. Whether the ceasefire holds for a long enough period for the two countries to revive some measure of dialogue is a hard question to answer, given the decades-long disaffection and animus for each other. Going by what US Secretary of State Marco Rubio said on his X post, it looks like Washington wants to stay engaged long-term with the two countries to help resolve their issues. He said, and I quote, "Over the last 48 hours, Vice President J.D. Vance and I have engaged with senior Indian and Pakistani officials, including Prime Ministers Narendra Modi and Shehbaz Sharif, External Affairs Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar, Chief of Army Staff Asim Munir, and National Security Advisors Ajit Doval and Asim Malik. I am pleased to announce that the governments of India and Pakistan have agreed to an immediate ceasefire and to start talks on a broad set of issues at a neutral site," unquote. His reference to India and Pakistan agreeing to start talks on a broad set of issues at a neutral site is rather crucial. It's not inconceivable that the neutral site could be in the US, although there is nothing to suggest that yet. The ceasefire mediated by Washington underlines that unlike China, which essentially watched the near war-like situation from the sidelines and even supported its client state Pakistan, the US still wants to play a consequential role in conflict resolution around the world, even under the America First President Trump.